Oh, you're damn right. He is that good. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dig back here. You know, every so often, you find a needle in a haystack. Something just falls into your lap. Maybe you've played the lottery. Maybe you didn't win the mega millions or anything like that, but maybe you hit the pick 3, you hit the pick 4. I've hit it a couple times. Maybe things just work out for you. Maybe when you get a little I don't even want to say the word because I don't want to get demonetized. But you ever get a-hole who wants to quit on your team, a real a-hole who wants to quit on the team and get traded to his childhood favorite team and basically quit on you when he's one of your best players and was a captain and was given multiple contracts and treated great. When you lose a guy like that, maybe, just maybe, God says, they deserve something good. And maybe you get it back sevenfold. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Darius Cooper. I'm talking about Darius Cooper because I think Darius Cooper could be not just a good player, a good depth piece, or a quality starter. I think this kid could be a perennial all pro. He has that kind of talent. Now, what he has talent wise and actually doing it are two different things. But when you look at Darius Cooper and you look at the path that he's on, he, in my opinion, out of all the wide receivers that we have seen come into camp and show us, signs of being good and maybe even making a team. Not even receivers. We could talk about multiple positions. You can look at Reed Blankenship, undrafted free agent, makes a team, quality starter when he leaves. We've had that happen before, but he may be a level above it. He may be a level above it. Okay? The first thing in his rookie year was, can this kid come in and make an impression and, get on the practice squad? Make it, have a good preseason, good training camp. Maybe you get on the practice squad for a year. Maybe the next year you actually make the 53-man roster. Well, Darius Cooper, he exceeded expectations. He actually went out and he made the team in the first year. Now, he didn't do much, but he did play a little bit at the end of the year, and he contributed, and he was decent. He was decent. He had one bad penalty against Washington, but for the most part, he was decent. But then you go into this all season, and it's stacked against him. Everything is stacked against him because you bring in multiple quality wide receivers that make it harder for him to get a chance to make this team this year. They brought in Wicks. They drafted Lemon. Okay? They bring in Elijah Moore. They bring in Hollywood Brown. When you bring these guys in, what you're saying is, you don't think Darius Cooper is going to make it. Every time one of those guys were acquired by the Eagles, Darius Cooper's job or his probability to make this roster went drastically down. And if you talk to me during camp, and that's somebody who likes Darius Cooper, I said that he's the odd man out. Him and Johnny Wilson, they have their work cut out for him. It's going to be very, very hard to make this team. And that's what he was looking at going into year 2. But I'll tell you what, going into this year, this is what I'm looking at. Check this out. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports pick app. It is the best app to use while watching sports. And it's really, really easy to use. All you have to do is pick a player here or there, lock in your lineup, and boom, you're ready to go. Or, like me, you could do the team section. And when we talk about the team section, we're talking about the Eagles and the Ravens. That's right. First preseason game of the year. Eagles play the Ravens. They're 2.5-point favorites. I'm taking the Eagles. I've talked about the depth of this team all week. I think they come in big time. I'm taking the Eagles. 2.5 points. We are going to lock that in. I'll guarantee. I love it. It's going to be a great play. Now, if you like this or you want to do something similar, all you have to do is download the app in the description, use promo code HMA, and play your first $5 lineup, and if you win, you get $150 in lineup credits. That's $150 if you just win on your $5 lineup. Use promo code HMA. Link is in the description. Go check it out, and shout out to Prize Picks. All right, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. We appreciate it so much. But as I'm talking about Darius Cooper, and this is a Darius Cooper video, obviously the Eagles, they have a walkthrough closed practice today, so we weren't live, and I wanted to put this out because Darius Cooper, right now, I think we have to recognize what he's doing. And I say that because there are no guarantees. There are no guarantees that he's going to be an all-pro player one day or a starter or any of these things. Okay, I fully understand that. But what I see where he's at in his progression compared to a lot of guys, I think he steps above them because he made the team last year. But then we brought in a bunch of talent to go in front of him that put him really in a position where he had to come in and turn heads and beat these guys out. And that's what he's done. Darius Cooper has been the best wide receiver in camp, minus Devontae Smith, who's missed a lot of time. He has been better than everybody. Okay? And the truth of the matter is this, is every so often teams get lucky. They find a guy who didn't get drafted and didn't look at as a guy that could be a star player, and then they come up and they be a star. We've had guys who have made it as undrafted free agents, and they've been okay starters. I can't think off the top of my head guys that became like stars. Maybe in the Buddy Ryan era, maybe when you had like Seth Joyner, but he was drafted and it was a late round pick. It was like, I think it was past the 7th round, but Darius Cooper, he is doing something that is really, really hard. He came in to from his first year to his second year, he has gotten a lot better. And he is now beating out legitimate veteran players, guys that have showed stuff in this league, okay? And he's only going to get better. Here's what Jalen Hurts said about him, okay? And when Jalen Hurts speaks, I listen. And when Jalen Hurts speaks about him, the fact that he's speaking about him, it tells you a lot. He said, Jalen Hurts on how good Darius Cooper can be. I think, quote, I think he's pretty good already, and I think he's going to continue to grow. Hurts likes Cooper's hands, says he's been good at deep ball since his time in Tarleton State, and Cooper has a hunger and diligence about himself. The kid is hungry. The kid is hungry. He hasn't been given anything, and he's working for it all. Okay? Now, Darius Cooper's going to make this team. He's going to make this roster. The question will be, when he makes the roster, can he get playing time? Can he go up to the depth chart? I was listening to Jacob Media. They were talking. John McMullen was saying, like, yeah, he might have been the best. He might be the best receiver in camp, but as soon as Mekhi Lemon is available to play, he's playing. As soon as these guys could play, that they spend draft picks and stuff on, they're going to play. And he might be right about that at first. It may go that way. But if Darius Cooper just keeps doing what he's doing, at some point the Eagles will not be able to deny how good he is. And, it's already been said. I remember they talked about this a year ago. They said that the kid would have been a draft pick, probably a mid-round pick, if he was an inch taller. He's 5'11". Okay, so he's under 6 foot. Teams don't like that. But he's 210 pounds. Okay? You get guys like Macklin was 6 foot, 200 pounds. This kid's 210 pounds. He reminds me of a smaller, faster Anquan Bolden. That's what he reminds me of. And I think this kid could play. And I think the Eagles got to give him a chance, man. I think Darius Cooper, what he's doing is so impressive, and it's so hard because it's hard enough to come in as an undrafted free agent, make a team. Then when they bring in receivers that to basically replace you, that are better depth-wise, and you go in and you beat them all out, That's something special, man. And what we're seeing, and this isn't Travis Fulgham's situation where he had 3 good weeks. This isn't some of the other receivers we've seen in camp have a good camp, make the team. We've seen that before, okay? But it's very hard for those guys to put it back to back. What we're seeing from Cooper is he did it once, he came back, and he's doing it again when the odds are even less in his favor. Okay, this kid may turn in to. You remember what was the Jaguars had? Was it Jimmy Smith? His name? It's so long ago. God, I'm getting old. But I remember the Jaguars had. I think it was Jimmy Smith was his name, and he was a great wide receiver, one of the great wide receivers for the Jaguars. He was, I think, undrafted free agent. He was on the Eagles team on training camp. We cut him, and he was picked up, and he became a player. It happens. Doesn't happen a lot, but it happens. And to me, Darius Cooper has the best chance out of anybody I've seen in a long time to really not just be a guy that makes the team, but be a guy who could really be something in this league. He's got that talent. It's got to all come together. There are still steps to be taken, but we have to acknowledge he's taken about 3 or 4 steps already, and he's just killed it. Okay, and the Mekhi Lemon injury is actually really helping him because he was able to get more reps because Lemon is out, and this is huge for him right now. So I am all in on Darius Cooper going forward. I expect him to make this team. I expect him to eventually get playing time. I expect him to eventually be a huge factor on this roster. I'm not saying it's going to happen all at once. I'm not going to even say it happens all this year. But if he continues in the progression he's making, I don't think you're going to be able to hold him down. I do not. So with that said, go for it, Darius Cooper. Take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Hey, parents, real quick. What's the one money lesson you wish you learned earlier that you're trying to pass down to your kids? For all of the parents out there with teenagers, we already know you're trying to keep a million different things under control. Believe me, I got 2 teenagers myself. It's tough. Well, guess what? CashApp is here to help. Make sure your teen's money and their spending isn't adding to the craziness. With CashApp card available to teens 13 to 17 with a sponsorship by an eligible parent or a guardian, every transaction triggers a real-time notification for you to see, empowering your teen to practice independence while giving you a peace of mind by keeping track of their spending. You can also manage everything from your own Cash App account without having to switch between the two. It's beautiful. It makes it simple to stay connected to your teen's financial activity in a way that's both efficient and empowering. Now finally, no one, and I mean no one, wants unnecessary surprises. With Cash App, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and no hidden charges when sending or receiving money. With the Cash App card, you and your teen's balances receive 24/7 fraud monitoring, and if the card ever gets lost, you have the ability to lock their card right from your phone in just one tap. New Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code FAMILY10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. That's FAMILY10 in the profile and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Cash App Visa debit flex cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC, and the Bancorp Bank NA, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Incorporated. See terms and conditions for Sutton prepaid cards, Sutton debit flex cards, and Bancorp debit flex cards. Savings provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. All right, I'm all about these 4DX movies. I haven't been to one yet, but I'm all about it. I saw that they have like, you go in, you sit down, you push, it says water on or off, right, at the movie theater. And then it sprays water, puts out smells. Like if it's supposed to be snowing, it's snowing. Like, I gotta go check this out. But I'm so confused because they have the whole IMAX screen, then they have the 4 something screen, then a 4DX screen. Like, which one am I supposed to use? I have no idea. Denzel Washington, out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.